Welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. Today's session isn't going to have a focus as such, we're just going to do a little flow, but we are probably going to be working for maybe a pretty short time. This video may be sort of 25 minutes, so we'll flow through with our breath, not many stops through this one. So we'll start on a seated position on our mat. So come down to the mat and sit in a position that works for you. This will be cross-legged for a lot of people. It may be on your knees, on a hero pose, if that works for you. Whatever feels comfortable. I'm even going to use a block, so feel free to grab one of those if that works for you. So find your position, and then if comfortable for you, we're just going to bring that gaze down, closing the eyes off if that's okay, reducing the amount of visual stimulation that you receive, giving you the ability to feel what's going on with the body here. So the first thing we're looking for in this position is to feel the support that you're getting from the ground below you, whether you're sitting on a block or on the mat. Try and find that feeling of support that you're getting, whether that's along your legs, your feet, your knees, however you're sat. And then I want you to locate your sit bones, and you may need to sort of shuffle around here to find those sit bones, those two bones at the base of your spine, underneath your bottom. What we're going to do here is I want you to locate those sit bones, and they're the bones that are really going to root down here, really going to ground you. Find those sit bones. Find what they're pressing into. And then once you've found that feeling, I then want you to think about the length that you can gain from those sit bones, from the base of your spine all the way up your spine. So really growing some length here. Perhaps bringing the shoulders back just slightly, opening up the chest. Hands can be wherever comfortable for you. And then seeing if you can find some length also in your neck. So dropping shoulders down and then reaching the neck up, and there'll be a bigger distance between earlobes and shoulders here. And then thinking about the height you can get to the top of your head here. Beautiful. So take a really big inhale here through your nose, filling up the chest, filling up the ribs, perhaps breathing into the belly here. And then on your exhale, also through the nose, exhaling, and at the end of that exhale, perhaps squeezing the core just to assist with emptying out that last breath, giving you the ability to take a really nourishing inhale in next. So continue to breathe, just maybe 3 or 4 rounds here, really focusing on your inhale, nourishing the body with your inhale, filling up the body with that beautiful breath, and fully exhaling, fully releasing, fully letting go with the exhales. So just 3 or 4 breaths here, and then come back to your regular breathing. Perhaps just being a little bit more aware of where the breath is now flowing to, how it's coming into the nostrils and out of the nostrils. And we're just going to blink open those eyes, coming back into the room, unless you want to practice with your eyes closed, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so still in our seated position, give yourself a wiggle, move if that feels right for you. Come into a different seated position if you feel that you've been sat in the same one too long now. And we're going to use the Kali Mudra. I think we've touched on this in just some of our, in my lessons, but also at least one of my other videos. We're only going to use it for this particular bit, I think. And we're going to really raise the hands. So your Kali Mudra is coming into your Anjali Mudra, your sort of prayer, your gesture. And then you fold through your top two, you fold all of your fingers down apart from your top two. Somebody said this is a little bit like James Bond in one of my sessions, so be careful where you point here, and then cover over your thumbs as well. So all you have is your main two fingers pointing upwards. And then this is kind of a really empowering mudra. It's a really nice one to use and feel empowered with it as well. And it's a lovely one to use to really extend the height, perhaps the length that you can feel in your body as well. So from here we're going to inhale and we're going to bring the arms up as high as you possibly can. Think about really finding some height in the body here, finding some length. So again, you're really going to be rooting down into those sit bones, whatever they're sat on, and then really reaching up, finding that height all the way up to the top of those fingertips here. And then we're just going to take a bend over to our right hand side. So inhale, really find that length, and then exhale, just a slight bend over to the right, really opening up the left side of the body here, all the way down shoulders and all the way down the left side of your ribs here too. And then let's just come back to neutral. And we'll do the same on the left hand side. So inhale, keep those arms up, find that beautiful length in the body. And then exhale over to your left side. Opening up the left side of your body here, you'll feel it underneath the shoulder, all down the right hand side of the rib. And then we'll just come back to neutral. Give your arms a bit of a shake here. And we're just going to do that one more time, finding that length. So find your Kali Mudra. And then inhale, those arms up above you. Find that length. And then exhale over to your right, opening up the left side of the body. Inhaling, coming back up, and then exhaling over to your left. Inhaling, coming back up. Beautiful. All right, let's just do some cat-cows now. We'll do them in a seated position. So placing hands down in front of you on thighs, and as we inhale, we're going to come into our cow position. So we're going to sink the back in. So we'll inhale, opening up the chest, perhaps just a slight stretch in the neck, and really tilting the pelvis backwards. And as you exhale, drop the chin, round the shoulders, tilt the pelvis forwards, round the back, coming into your cat. And then into our cow. Start to breathe in. Knit the shoulders together behind you, opening up the chest. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, dropping the chin, rounding the shoulders, rounding the back. Exhale, maybe squeezing the core at the end. And then inhaling back up. Bringing shoulder blades together at the back, chest opening, inhaling to the body, exhaling, dropping chin, rounding shoulders, rounding spine, tilting pelvis forwards, and then inhale, let's just come back to neutral here, take a bit of a wiggle in the body. We're going to come onto all fours here. So if you're sat on a block, place the block somewhere. We probably won't need it anymore. And we'll come around onto all fours. Shoulders and hips are the areas that I want you to look at here or feel when you're down here, because hands will be directly underneath your shoulders and knees will be directly underneath your hips. So we've done our cat-cows. So we'll do something a little bit similar to the cat-cows here, but with a lot more movement. Moving all the way through the breath, so no stationary positions here. We're going to inhale and come into our cow position, but really leaning forwards, really opening up the back of the wrists here, and then as you exhale, drop the chin around the back, and then come back into a child's pose here. And then we're going to bend the elbows and come forwards, finding our cow pose again. So we're already dropped forwards, inhaling here. And then exhaling, we're going to kind of reverse. So dropping chin, coming up, rounding the back, then exhaling down to your child's pose. Inhaling, coming forwards, opening up the chest. Exhaling, drop the chin, round the back, come through your child's pose here, right down. And then as you inhale, plant your elbows on the mat and bring forwards your body. Inhaling, then coming up onto your hands, opening up that chest. For the last one, we'll just drop the chin as you exhale, round the back, press hands into the mat, come back through your child's pose, drop elbows to the mat. Start to inhale, then come up onto your hands and open up that chest. And then let's just come back into a neutral position here, making sure those hands are still underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're just going to open up the back of our calves here. So take our left foot first. We're going to tuck our toes. And the toes may need to move a little. See how it feels for you. We're then going to, from here, we're going to push the heel back. And my toe does need to come out just a slight bit. So push the toes into the mat, but push the heel towards the wall behind you. Finding some length from heel all the way up to your hips. Try and square off your hips, not bringing them up or down. Try and keep them as square as possible here. Perhaps length all the way up to the top of the heads here too. And then we'll exhale, bringing the knee back down to the mat, untucking the left toe. So here we will tuck our right toe, push our right heel towards the back of the room, finding length all the way from heel up to the top of the head. Really pushing into that heel. Exhaling, bringing the heel back down here. All right, into our first dog. So down dog, sorry. Let's tuck toes, come back slightly into a child's position, and then we'll take bottom and seat bones right up into the sky as we then also try and take those heels towards the back of the room. Give your knees a bit of a pedal if that's what body's asking for here, but then find stillness, find that downward dog, hands pressed into the mat, shoulders open at the back, core engaged, knees bent if that's for you, hip bones as high as you can reach them, and feet pressed into the mat, or at least toes. Take a deep breath here. And then on our exhale, we're then going to just very gently bend knees and walk little steps up to our forward fold at the top of the mat, hanging the head down. And then inhaling all the way up, bringing hands up to heart center as you exhale. Beautiful. Welcome to standing. Okay, so we're just going to do one round of sun salutation, continue our warm up, And then we may add some extras on. Okay, so standing in your Tadasana, really feel the that groundedness that you can get from your feet pressing into the mat. Again, finding length all the way from the arches of your feet, all the way up through legs, through the top of the body, shoulders knitted together behind you, not dramatically, just gently opening up the chest, hands facing forwards, perhaps chin tucked slightly here. And then as we inhale, bring those arms up, inhaling up, hands touching, coming down through face, folding forwards at the hips into your forward fold, dropping the head. Inhale, hands on thighs, find your half lift, length throughout the back here. Exhale, bring hands down to the mat, taking left leg back, followed by right into your plank. Find your plank. And then let's exhale by dropping knees, dropping hips, coming down to the mat, tucking those elbows, and then inhaling into a baby back bend here, and exhaling back down to the mat. Into down dog, so tuck toes here, come back onto child's pose, bottom up into the air, and take a deep breath in your down dog. We're coming forwards with our left foot first. Look where it's going, take a hop with your left foot, follow through with your right foot into your forward fold, and then inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale, back down to hands to heart center. Beautiful. Okay, so one inhale here, one exhale, and then lift those hands on the next inhale. Find that height, bring hands back together, come back past the face. Hinge at the hips, coming to your forward fold. Inhale, hands placed on thighs to your half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, taking the right foot back this time, followed by the left into your plank. Find that plank. Exhaling, knees down, untucking toes, followed by hips, chest, and chin. Tuck those elbows in. Inhale to your baby back bend. Exhale, back down to the mat. Tuck toes, coming into down dog. Pressure into the hands, bottom back to heels. Tailbone right up into the sky. Find that down dog position again. Big inhale here. Big exhale. Taking our right leg forward this time. So right foot, take a bend in the knees, right foot up to the top of the mat. Follow through with your left foot into your forward fold. Take a bend in the knees as we inhale up. Exhale, hands come back to heart center here. Close the eyes off just for a moment. Feel the heat that you've just generated. Blink those eyes back open, drop hands here. Okay, so let's add a few extra bits and pieces in here. So, find your Tadasana at the top of the mat. We will come into chair pose first. So this isn't a sun salutation as such. So we'll inhale the arms up, finding that height. And then we'll exhale, coming into our chair pose. And then we will take a big inhale here. As you then exhale, take the left foot to the back of your mat, coming in to your warrior one. So you can bring your foot out slightly, or you can come up to a high lunge here by coming onto your tiptoes. Whatever works best for you, but try keep hips forwards here. Find the height in the body, perhaps even finding that Kali Mudra again, and really lifting up. We're dropping into pelvis, but we're really lifting up through the rest of the body here. So from here, we're coming into warrior two. So drop right arm forwards, turn around to your left, because left hand will come back, and then gaze over right arm here. From here, we're going to straighten up legs. We're going to bring legs facing forwards, and we're going to place hands on hips And we're going to exhale, feet are facing forwards here as well. We're going to exhale down into a forward fold, a wide forward fold. Take a big breath here. Really root the outside of the feet into the side of the mat here. And then take a bend in the legs as we come back up, squeezing the glutes, keeping the bend, bringing the legs just slightly, the feet to 45-degree angle. And then finding your cactus pose here, tucking tailbone in. Feel that goddess pose mixed with the empowerment that you've just felt with your Kali Mudra. And then let's come back to standing. We will take our left foot up to the opposite 45-degree angle as we're going to face our right foot forward here. And we'll come back into our warrior two, bending into our right leg here. And then we'll take left hand facing up and we'll windmill those hands back down to the mat. We'll come back into our plank. And then we'll come back down to the mat on an exhale. That may be knees, chest, chin, or the whole body. Untucking those toes, coming into a back bend for you. If you want to come into full dog, full up dog, press into those hands, knit the shoulders together, find length along the front of the body here. Squeeze your core, look after your lower back. And then drop knees while you tuck toes, bring bottom back to heels, and then up into the sky here. We're coming forwards with the left foot, so take a bend in the knees, left foot forwards, followed by right into your forward fold, and then inhale all the way up, exhale hands to heart center. Let's do the other side. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, find your chair. Big inhale here. And then take the right foot back this time, dropping the heel, coming into your warrior one. Find your Kali Mudra. So we're dropping into pelvis, but we're really finding height in the body here. Hips hopefully facing forwards. Deep breath. And then from here we'll come into warrior two. So left hand will come forward this time. You'll turn to your right. Right hand will come behind you. And we're going to gaze over our front fingertips on the left hand. Lovely. And then from here we're going to straighten the legs up. We're going to bring legs facing forwards, parallel to the outside of the mat. And we're going to do a wide forward fold. So really hinge at the hips here, sticking the tailbone out behind you, dropping down into your forward fold. Head will be the last thing to let go of. Hands can go wherever you wish here. Trying to rotate that pelvis out, lift that tailbone up. Lovely big inhale. Full releasing, exhale. We're going to bend the legs here. Heels will come in slightly. And then we're going to inhale back up, keeping the knees bent. Feet will be parallel here. There will be 45-degree angles here. We're going to lift the arms up to cactus, really knitting those shoulder blades together at the back, finding our goddess pose. Now tuck your pelvis, tuck your tailbone. Full inhale. Full releasing exhale. One more inhale. And come back to standing on your exhale. So we're going to bring our right foot, 45 degrees back up the other way. And then we're going to face our left knee back facing towards the front of the mat. We'll come back into our warrior two position, knitting those shoulder blades together, bending into our left knee facing towards our little left toe there. Taking a gaze over our left fingertips. We're going to then turn our right hand facing towards the ceiling, and we will windmill the arms back, planting them either side of your left foot. We'll take left foot back into our down dog, and then we'll come forwards into plank, and exhaling back down to the mat here, coming into your back bend, so untucking toes, pressing into hands, maybe coming into up dog or keeping it at baby cobra. Squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes. From here we'll tuck toes, come back into our down dog. Right foot is coming forwards, take a bend in the knees, right foot up to the top, followed by left into your forward fold, and then inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart center, dropping down to closing those eyes just for a few moments, taking a few breaths here. Beautiful. Okay. So, however it works for you, we're going to come down to the mat here. So, just drop back down to the mat onto sit bones. And gently coming onto our back. Lovely. Okay. So let's take left knee up towards the chest here. Give it a really good squeeze. Keep right knee and leg on the mat, but keep your right foot flexed. Squeeze that left knee. Beautiful. Okay. So we're then going to take our left foot on top of our right thigh. We'll take our left arm out to the left side of us. We'll take our right hand onto our knee and just gently let it roll over to the right side. Taking our gaze over to the left, trying to keep both shoulders on the ground here. If you wish for more of a stretch, you can bring your knee further into the body, keeping it over onto the right side here. Continuing to breathe. Coming back into neutral. Giving that left knee a lovely big squeeze again. And then letting it drop back down to the mat. So left leg down to the mat, left foot flexed. Taking the right knee up this time, hugging the right knee with your hands, bringing the knee to your chest. Flexing the left foot, giving that knee a big squeeze here. Really bringing the knee into your chest, opening up those hamstrings and the glutes. And taking our right foot onto our left knee, taking a left hand on the right knee, taking right arm out to the side of you. Then slowly dropping that right knee over to your left side here. Taking your gaze over to the right side. Trying to keep those shoulders onto the ground below you. If you want an extra stretch, bringing the knee a little bit higher. Continuing to breathe. Head back to neutral. Knee back up. Giving your right knee that one more stretch here. Squeezing into the body. And then we'll drop the knee down and the leg down. We'll take both heels to the outside of the mat. Left heel to left side. Right heel to right side of the mat. And then let our toes just drop to the side, out to the side. We're coming into our Shavasana now. So, bringing eyes to a close. Letting our body soften and sink into the mat below us. Just feeling the support that the mat or the ground is giving us under our heels, our hips and our shoulders, or at least our upper back. And then finding some softness in those areas in between, letting them sink down into the mat with you. Focusing on the lower back, letting the belly button drop down. Letting also the shoulders drop down into the mat. Parting the teeth if they're touching. Letting ears melt down behind you. And then just softening the forehead. Just take a couple of minutes here in our Shavasana in silence. Bringing your attention back to your breath, keeping the stillness in the body and the eyes closed. And gently bringing some movement into just the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes. Extending that movement to fingers and hands, feet and ankles, legs and arms. Taking a full body stretch if that's for you, arms above your head. And then bringing feet onto the mat, knees up. Give those knees one last hug into the body here. And then, if possible, keeping eyes closed or bringing them open to just a little gaze. Dropping down onto the side of the body. And then coming up into a seated position, meeting me back on the mat. If eyes have blinked open here, just gently bring them to a close again. We'll inhale, hands up to heart center, pressing into the palms, joining the left side of the body with the right. feeling that in each of those fingertips and our thumbs. Exhaling the chin down to your chest. Perhaps feeling grateful for the time that you've just given yourself. And thank you for sharing it with me. Blinking those eyes open, coming back into the room. Thank you very much for joining another practice. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.